Dance with Intention. It's Mark and Rebecca. We're here with week 5, and you guys did a fantastic job. So we took some time this week to review some of the cross hand holds that we talked about last week, and then to introduce our new concept, which is 3 different positions that we dance inside of West Coast Swing. We're going to play with our normal patterns that we already know, the 4 basics patterns of West Coast Swing. So you're not learning any new patterns, but they're going to be danced in a new and different way. So this week we learned closed position, open position, and extended position. So we'll take a look at that. Open position is our neutral hand hold. So you guys are really familiar with this already. Very simple. This is just understanding it. This is the position of being open. If we would let go of one hand or the other, we are in extended. If we let go of the other hand, we are in extended. So this is the furthest point that we can dance from each other. This is a good place to play with the leg when you have one hand before you go into a pattern, followers. It's a little bit more challenging for you to use a playful moment of styling inside of a closed position, which is the next one we're learning. Closed position. So in closed position, we want to make sure that the leader's hand is pointed upward with his fingers on the lats or shoulder blade of the follower. Followers, our hands are on the inside of our leader's shoulder or right on top by the seam. Then if you're holding hands on the other side of the body, it's down by the pockets on your jeans. It's not up high where we hold it in open. So if you watch, this is where the hand is a lot of times when we learn closed, and this is where it typically is when we're in open, height-wise. So you don't want it down there, you want it down here. So as we got closer, our hands dropped. When we're holding both hands, this is the same thing we're looking for when you're connected to the follower's frame. So holding on to your follower, our leaders, we want to make sure that you're not standing straight in front of her square, that you're not buttons to buttons, standing straight in front of each other, nose to nose, that you want to be slightly off the slot line. So your left shoulder in the middle of her chest line is a good marker, or your buttons on your collared shirt on the right, left side of her hip. That can be another alignment. And then the last tweak for the leaders is to open up slightly an angle. So you're slightly open away from your follower and not totally square to her. This allows for you to have a lot more space and distance with your footwork, as well as your follower to not feel claustrophobic and like you are on top of her. Yes.
You smell pretty.
Thank you, babe. Followers, the other thing is to not be standing over your front foot when you're in closed position, or even the toe ball base of your back foot, but to shift your weight in the center of your spine all the way over the heel of your back leg. So I'm not pitching my body. I'm not like this on Mark, doing a back bend and making him hold me up. I'm just straight and erect instead of being on top of him close. I'm pulling my belly, I'm pulling my ribs, I'm pulling my shoulders and my head all back slightly. This creates a little bit of an elasticity and allows us to have a better sense of where each other is. When we're on top of each other, he has to wait for me to move, and then I have to wait for him to move. If we're in this elastic space, which is a little bit more distance, it allows the moment that Mark takes a step, whether we're holding that hand or not, the moment he takes a step, I feel it and want to follow suit. When I'm on top of him, it's not so lead followy. He takes a step and I felt nothing, but I know I'm supposed to follow him, so now I'm doing it out of robot move dancing, right? We want it to look really fluid and connected. So taking our compression inside of a closed position in a sugar push. When you're doing the compression leaders on a sugar push, you don't want to have the follower chasing this hand. So if we take a step and we go 1, 2, she could keep running till she finds this palm and this hand. What you want her to find is your shoulder. So you're going to actually close this angle up. Boom, and now she finds compression through the back, which is a new connection point, as well as she's finding compression on your right shoulder frame. So this actually feels better to me versus me running to try and find this connection and I'm falling out of his hand. So in closed position, our compression and sugar push changes just a little bit. So again, it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And if you notice, I came back through 4 and tried to come back away from him. So staying connected with our hand, we lead a left side pass from here. It looks very similar to a basic. 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. We'll do it again from this angle. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now from here, if you want to lead a sugar tuck, which you also know, it's very close to being the same thing. You go back, 1, raise the hand, 2, 3, and count 4 liters. You have to drop your hand from her back and release it and set her free. So now she's finding compression and you release, disappearing from her back so she can feel free to turn and finishing. From here, we are set up to do a right side underarm pass. If you'd like to go back into closed position, which is available to you, you're going to reach your right arm out, leaders, for her right side of her back on count 2. From here, as she turns, she falls into your hand naturally, and now we're on 5 and 6, magically back to closed position. So trying it all the way through, it'd look like this: sugar push, 2, 3, and 4, left side pass, 1, 2, 3, and 4, sugar tuck, 2, 3, and 4, underarm pass, 1, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. The other thing we taught you guys this week, because it's a nice long lesson, is sugar push from open into getting it into closed. So going from this direction, we do it from open, 1, 2, compress, and step. On count 4, leaders, you have to know that something's different. So on count 4, you can see Marcus trying to race to get to where my left leg is. As he's doing that, he's releasing this hand, letting go of the contact, not throwing it down, not throwing it down, just releasing, letting go, and then finding the path of least resistance with his palm upright and knuckles facing out to the follower's shoulder frame as she steps back, and then finishing for 5 and 6, we've magically made it to closed position. The biggest thing, leaders, is that you want to make sure you're not staying here on count 4. You have to move, yikes. You have to move over on the side of the slot, what we talked about in the first early weeks, your rails, to find your follower's closed frame. 2, 3, step 4, catch 5 and 6. If you didn't catch her by the end of count 4, and before 5, you need to let her go. It's too late. Let her finish and you will try again another day. Yes, romantic love. Unrequited. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. If it doesn't go that way that you want it, it would look like this. You were too late. C'est la vie, release, let her come back to you in another pattern and try again. Yeah? So you have to think of that move in advance. By getting you into that close position from a sugar push, then you have 2 options. You can lead a sugar push, sugar tuck, left side pass. And the other way to get into the close position is the right side underarm. So you have those 2 entrances that we taught tonight, and have fun playing. Enjoy. We'll see you guys all next time.